Hello everybody and welcome to Greg's Vintage Workshop. We're working to store history one piece at a time. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 1935 Grunow 1151-11B 11 tube console radio that I've been working on for a while. And what we're doing in today's part 4 is going to be trying to restore the speaker. The speaker was pretty shredded on this thing, rotten and not good shape. So I'm going to attempt to repair the surround because I haven't been able to locate a good replacement for it and make a new cone. So I don't know how it's going to work. I've never done it before. But without further ado, let's get started and see what we can do. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys can see quite how bad this speaker is, but it's really bad. It's all broke down there. Here, all through here, here. I think what I'm going to try and do is recone this, make a cone. Kind of broke up here, but I'm thinking if I can bring it up to here with some glue and a new cone and then glue it down here, I think we may be able to make it work. But I'm going to see what I can do. I see Donna at Restore Radios had a formula for figuring out the cones, so I'll probably get that and see what I can do. Okay, so off camera, and I went back and I patched up the surround where it needed to be patched up because it was split quite a ways up. But now I'm going to go ahead and cut this out around this area to make room for the new surround. Now, I wish I could put the surround in from the bottom, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I think it's going to have to go in from the top. I don't know how that'll work out, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I'll go ahead and get me a sharp blade, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this speaker cone section out of the surround. Okay, so I got the spider all cleaned up. It's in really good shape and there's no rubbing. So it's ready to accept the new cone once I get it made. I also made my test cone out of heavier than normal paper, but it turned out pretty good. This was like the third iteration to get it just right. And I've got some black cardstock type material to make the actual cone out of, but I wanted to practice before I got the actual material here, so I think it's going to be fine. This is the program I used to figure out the dimensions I needed to make my cone. You basically measure the width that you want it to be at the top, the width at the bottom, and the height that you need, and then you calculate and it brings it up. Scroll down here and then it shows the layout. So that's what I used, and it turned out pretty good. Okay, I'm going to make the speaker cone today out of this black cardstock. I'm just showing you what it is. I got this off Amazon, and we'll be making it on my puzzle board. Might as well use it for something. Okay, so the first step is I'm going to get this cone glued to the surround. Now, the reason I made these repairs to the surround versus buying a surround was everything I could find online was foam and had a big old hump that would have set up higher than this and would have compressed it. So I decided to fix my surround and put a new cone in it. So right now I am ready to put the cone in here. I'm not going to glue the spider to start with. I'll glue this cone, and then after the glue on the cone is set, then I'll glue the spider. I put some glue on here and try and spread it around halfway evenly. And we're going to set that in position, put some weight on it, and hope that that adheres properly. The glue is pretty thick, but I don't want to thin it down because that thickness may help it get a better adhesion. know. I've never done this before, so you guys are going to find out how it works out for me. Is it going to look the greatest? Nope. Is it going to work the greatest? Probably nope again. But it's got to be better than it was, because the other one was tore all to pieces. Gotta get that in here before the it gets too set up too. Okay. Get it down over the now, I have got to get my weight on there, which I'm hoping this is going to be about right. Might be too big. So what do I do here? I'll try and get a little more weight on there by putting a roll of filament on it. I don't want a bunch of weight because I don't want to rip my cone or surround either, but I want enough to make sure that it is fully adhered. To that glue. Alright, we'll let that set up and we'll come back and do the spider. Well, let's see what we got here. It's been about 18 hours since I glued this. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Definitely looks better than that, which is what came out of it. So now all I gotta do is epoxy the center. Okay, so I've got some 5-minute quick set epoxy I'm going to use, and I also got these disposable syringes and needles. I think I'm going to try and use one of those to get a nice clean coat of epoxy around that. Alright, so here it is, all done. I'm pretty happy with it. I actually thought about taking some satin or flat black and shooting the whole thing flat black, but I decided I didn't need it. I don't want to affect the paper any. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a shine to it, but you know what? This thing, once it's in the radio, nobody's going to see it anyway. It's more from a function standpoint than it is aesthetic. I'll zoom in on that. Our little epoxy job did well. I seen there is a little bit of the glue that oozed out when I glued the same together, but yeah, I think it's good. And now all I got to do is go ahead and get stuff out of the way here, and I cleaned it up on the outside. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm not trying to make this thing look like new. I'm just trying to make it look presentable. So that's what we got here. Now I'm actually thinking about here, because this thing is soldered, it's a soldered fit right there. So all of the wires solder to it and come through that little hole right here and solder on. There's 6 wires. I actually have this 6-wire connector that some of you might recognize as a trailer connector, but really I don't see why it wouldn't work. Now I'm thinking about bringing the wires through here and soldering them on, and then leaving this hang, and I've got some loom in there that I can use, and then do the same with this other end coming from the radio. Put some wire loom on it, you know, and then when I get it in the radio, all I gotta do is plug it together. I don't know if I'll do that or not, but I think that I'm gonna leave that as thoughts for you guys. I should do a quick disconnect on it there, and I think that's where I'm going to end this video. It's kind of a long video. I was trying to keep them shorter here, but I think in the next video we'll get that all hooked up, and we'll put some power to it and bring it up, and we're going to see if it's going to do anything, and go from there. Because if it does, then I think I'll put some tones through this, a 400 hertz tone, and see how the speaker does, assuming the radio comes up and is operating okay. So I think for now that'll do it for this part 3 of the Grunow 1152/11B radio, and from Greg's Vintage Workshop. Thanks for watching.